Guys, I wanted to tell you about this 69 Camaro. This thing is super special. I've been watching this thing being built kind of slowly over the course of maybe about a year and a half or so. Robbie over at Corvette Masters has been the builder of this, and they're in Maitland, which is just kind of on the outskirts of Orlando. This car is definitely one of the best looking underhood cars I have ever seen. This is like certified car porn. This thing is drop dead gorgeous. I wanted to tell you about it. It's a very unique, very expensive intake manifold, and that really is what sets it off. But it's not just that. This car is still far from done, but I wanted to kind of run over everything that is going on with this thing. It is an absolute work of art. It is going to be a top tier resto mod, and it's going to make some power. And I will tell you, it has probably the utmost throttle response. All right, so this thing is mini tubbed. It's got a custom build exhaust. They're going to stick 345s in it. This is basically just the dyno get up so that we can run it on the dyno. These are kind of sunk in a whole lot. Robbie did some custom fabrication on the exhaust. You can see how clearance that is. That is crazy how tight that is, man. That's definitely less than 1/8 of an inch, but that is nuts, man. Guys, bear in mind, we have some construction next door. I'm really it's kind of annoying listening to the backing up tractors and trailers dumping stuff and whatever, but please bear with us. It is kind of annoying, so I'm sorry you got to listen to that, but thanks for being patient. This right here, this intake manifold really is very much like it's the new school Weber carburetor style, you know? Every time I look at these things, they are just so sexy. Robbie said, hey man, you got to pull this thing off and look at what it's like under there, man. He's like, it's just mechanical jewelry. Talk about wire tuck, and just everything is so neat and clean. All right, so guys, this is a 6.2 liter out of a 2010 Corvette, and we are using the electronic throttle. So this is a Harrop intake manifold that came all the way from Australia. This intake manifold retails for over $8,000. For the show car of what this thing is, that's definitely some coin, but man, does it ever make the look. So I can't wait to be able to do in some full throttle pulls and stick a camera right in here and just watch those things suck down, man. This is highly advanced tuning. This is a tuning feat in order to get this thing to run, idle, and all that. I mean, if you notice, we don't have any sort of mass airflow, so this thing has to be tuned in speed density. You know, that's not any big feat in itself. So if you notice, this thing doesn't have an intake. It is just straight to atmosphere. Each throttle is what they call individual throttle body. With this, you crack the blade and there is a large influx of airflow. So as we crack the throttle blade, the enrichment has to be just tremendously high versus anything else out there. This pretty much should give you the ultimate throttle response. So if you look at how this works here, this is a rectangular port intake manifold. So this runner right here traverses the intake manifold and goes down into there. What is going on is that this intake runner, if we were to measure from the back of the valve to here, you know, we might say it's from the throttle plate, we might say about 12 or 13 inches. The longer the runner, the more bottom end torque. The shorter the runner, typically the more top end horsepower. OEM intake manifolds are set up to make very broad torque, but most OEMs want to make good average torque across a wide variety of RPMs. So I wanted to go over some of the tuning hurdles of what I have to go through in order to tune something like this. So we are using a 2010 processor here, and I've already taken this and turned it into a speed density operating system. And so with that, you have to fail the mass airflow. So we're telling it that it doesn't have a mass airflow. So we set that to 1. A lot of other people will say 0. I'm telling you to do to 1. That makes a big difference there. So now these are our main fueling maps. So this is what we're going to start with. This is what I got up and running here. So this is our VE map. This is effectively the foundation of which we're going to set everything. When we throttle stab it, it's going to go very quickly into 100 kPa. Atmosphere is coming in so incredibly quick because there is zero restriction in front of it. You'd be surprised if you were tuning and you watch the difference just from adding an air filter or not. It does make a very large difference on the influx of airflow. So when you stab the throttle on a car that does have an air filter, it feels pretty normal. If you remove the air filter, typically you're going to have this lean spike, so it goes whoop-ah, whoop-ah, you know, instead of just having a clean rev like a whoom, whoom. What we're trying to get is get that whoom, whoom with that. So atmosphere at sea level is 101.3 kPa. This goes back to your high school chemistry class. All right, so guys, this took a little while in order for me to get this thing in the ballpark here. I'm on probably, this will be my 5th pull. So we made 448 horsepower. This thing has 373 gears, so again, the gearing is going to hinder us a little bit on power. This is about 6,000 RPM at 107 miles an hour. I still have some enrichment issues. I stabbed the throttle right there. That's a lean spike going down, so I've got to fix that. So I can move my threshold up to be sooner and or give it more of a pump shot. That's just like an instant squirt of fueling there. That'll help that out a bit right there. And right here, I've got a great air fuel from about 6,000 RPM on up. Another point that I wanted to illustrate to you, remember how I was saying that 101.3 kPa is atmospheric? So we got 101 right there. That's telling us that the intake manifold has zero restriction in it whatsoever. This is effectively a test of how the intake manifold is performing. So most intake manifolds and the whole system in general, you can kind of see how they perform as you go up in the higher RPMs and as they build vacuum. So we're at 101 kPa right there at 2,400 RPM. It holds that all the way up to 3,600 and all the way up at about 5,900. There's 59, 50, 99 kPa, so not bad at all. Oh, that's pretty, that is pretty sick. I can't, let's watch that whole thing happen, man. Like, yeah, so one time we decided to just like spray half the motor with a 400 and the other half with like a 200. Like, yeah, it didn't
we
work.
used to split kits before they had progressors front and back on the motor. So you had a fogger and you had your two solenoids. And
don't listen. This is forbidden knowledge. Don't do this.
All at once, we spray the
bad
front
ideas.
half of the motor, then the back half of the motor.
Oh my gosh, dude. Bad ideas. Don't listen to this guy.
It worked until it didn't.
Look at this. I'm squishing your head. This is a bad idea. Just to get that has been quite a mission. So like, that ain't easy, kids. Let's just say that. You know? Not bad, not bad. All right, this should be about our last pull. We're just checking everything out. Still got to do some drivability stuff. So this is what it's like to do a dyno pull here. Let go of the brake, put her in gear, you let her rip, tater, chip, unlock the brake, gear chip, the brake, there we go, ready, go. Clutch in. It kind of feels like something's kind of grabbing. So if I let the tires go, you can kind of see why I put the mirrors right there. I can look at the tires and I can look at the exhaust. Very important for watching for spark knock. So when I let off the throttle, the car decelerates faster than normal. So like 14, 13, 12, 11. It kind of feels like something's grabbing in the drivetrain. So we'll have to work that out. I mean, this is really just a shakedown to get this darn thing tuned, because when they brought it, it literally did not even run. So I was talking about that throttle stab right there. We kind of got that remedied. Was able to throw a little bit more fuel in and more rapidly get some fuel in there so we don't have our little lean spike right there. We've cut down our airflow, but I really just wanted to take you guys along for the ride because this thing is so freaking beautiful, and how some of the tuning process goes. So let's check out our fuel map on what we ended up with that. This is pretty sweet when we look at it in a 3D view, but it's a good looking, smooth transitioning map. And that is kind of what it looks like. It wants all that airflow in that fashion right there. Cleetus and I have a showdown. I think we might have a monthly pistachio eating contest. Despite his large lips, you know, I was kind of expecting his jaws to wear out, you know, very quickly. He does run those jaws a lot, so see what happens here. I've got some strategy, and we'll see if the strategery works out all right. This has been a long time coming here.
Oddly, it has been a very long time coming.
Yeah. Showdown. So this is my personal favorite. Yeah. Sweet chili, not barbecue, just sweet chili.
I don't like that sweet chili.
It is
either original or sweet chili.
Yeah, this is going to be
Well,
These are my personal favorite pistachios by far.
do we get to choose? Like, can I hand select my pistachios because some of them might be like,
Easier to open.
You know,
You
the
can
ones-
inspect. No.
Well, then
As
I
long-
need like 12 here because what if I hit one that's a real bad one? I need to be able to just ditch it and keep moving.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna set down the ground rules, and Garrett had a good idea. So he said, "Hey, 10 pistachios. We can inspect the pistachios. Make sure you don't have one that doesn't have a crease. You know." So look, see, that guy would have been a sabotage right there. Oh, I'll take that one. See this guy. This guy would have been a.
It's closed.
Yeah. All right.
So
What are you
can
giving
have
that to me for? Is the rule gonna be? It just has to be in your mouth, or it just has to be chewed up and swallowed?
No, you gotta eat it.
You just gonna stack a bunch in your mouth?
Done. Is that the win? No.
What?
I don't know. Wait, how do we know who won then? At that point, you just gonna have,
Oh, no,
you just gonna
alright,
squirrel
so-
away a bunch
so-
in your cheeks?
Winner.
Jeremy, spit it out.
Winner. Some of these are definitely creasers. You're gonna have to.
All right,
Get it right.
and look at this. Let's talk about this real quick here. Look, I'm not afraid of a little dirt on this, and Garrett insists that we put it on a napkin.
Yeah, you see, this one's gonna be tough to open.
No, we're not even opening that one. Oh man, so you can crunch on that. That's a
What are you
waste.
talking about, Coop? Why are you gonna do that?
All right, so look.
He said he's not gonna, so I figured he was not
Man,
gonna
I'm
eat
getting
it.
like the jitters already. I don't even know if I'm gonna be up for this task here. All right, so look, this guy.
It looks
right
like
here.
you're already pre-opening some.
Wait, what the hell?
I opened this one too much.
It's got 3 already
No,
pre-opened.
you can't tamper with that. Look, just inspect them and just be like, look, you can inspect my nuts and I'll inspect yours.
How many? Like, are you gonna set up the same number each and then time it?
Yes. Yeah. All right. So whoever gets to the end of 10, and look, we'll have one backup. Dude, hold on. What? That's some bullcrap. Hey, look at this sheet. It's not even-
Wow.
Why are you sitting there talking? I opened a bunch.
I know. I saw it. I called you on
That's
it.
what you go through. Shame on you.
That was pretty dirty.
Just getting a head start.
Jeremy's gonna make sure he touches every single one of yours.
Yeah, dude.
I can't trust you now.
Well, you just touched them all. Yeah, your nasty hands.
We'll second that there, Nas tuning hands.
Where's your money on, Cooper?
James got the do.
James, announcer voice.
It's anyone's game, really.
Who is your money on?
Dude, he just freaking came in here and pre-opened a whole bunch of them right in
Yeah.
front of
Jeremy
him.
like touched one and they
And it
all
just
fell
fell
open.
over. What the hell?
My money's on here. Strategy.
Welcome to the first
2019,
annual
yes.
2019 Sweet Chili Pistachio Eating Contest. Not sponsored. 10 pistachios
With a backup.
with one backup.
All right, so let's
One
count you.
backup. You have 2 backups.
All right, hold on.
Dude, your hands are so gross.
All right,
Stop
dude.
touching my pistachios.
He
you
can't.
nasty.
It's like he can't count
All right,
without
try it.
touching
All right,
them.
We have an
And
11.
he's like, here, let me count these. 3. Hold on. 4.
All right, let's do this. Okay, look. It has to be
It's time
chewed and
clock,
swallowed. Okay?
Yeah.
To declare the winner.
I
Clear
mean,
mouse.
it doesn't take much to chew and swallow a pistachio. Kind of like a hot dog.
All right, hold on. Somebody call
Can we
me.
have
All right.
In hand. In
Yeah,
hand.
they gotta be on
On the ground. All right.
towel.
On the ground.
Yeah, Lamont start.
Hands up. 3, 2, 1, eat.
Jeremy's pre-opening them. That was
He's
pretty
going.
smart. That's a different strategy.
You don't have to throw that away. We didn't say nothing about that.
Switching.
He gets about 3 or 4, then eats. That's
Yeah.
the strategy.
It's a good strategy.
It is a good
It's like a
strategy.
squirrel.
James, are you watching?
Jeremy's pacing. He's leading this by like 2 pistachios.
Holy crap! Oh my god!
By the way, I used the bathroom and I didn't wash my hands.
Jeremy, you still have one out there.
No, that's my
That's
backup.
his backup.
No.
Hold on, you gotta swallow.
No. No.
You almost got him on the swipe.
He's still eating.
You still got.
All right.
He's got to
All
swallow.
gone.
No, I thought.
Jeremy, you were 47 seconds.
Swallow the whole
Inspect your mouth.
pistachio.
Oh.
See me.
I think I threw one away, so I'm still going actually.
Impressive.
It was a strategy that won.
I'm done.
Yep.
It was a strategy that won.
It's the dad fingers.
Good job, Jeremy.
You're a dad. How am I supposed to win this?
Next up is a high fructose corn syrup eating contest.
Maple syrup chug. Awesome.
All right, congratulations, Jeremy.
First annual win.
I will practice.
Despite your cheating.
2019 is all you. He gets 29.
No, we'll have a challenge.
2020, I'm coming back.
Is this a monthly challenge?
I think it should be a monthly challenge.
Yeah. I think it might have to be.
For this.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, this is the post-victory press conference. So,
You.
how do you feel you did on that performance?
You know, some people are just sore losers. You know, I had a strategy, and I stuck to it. I wanted to thank my mom and
Come on.
wonderful pistachios.
It's a good one. It was
No, it was on the ground. Okay. Can you? I'm trying to be professional here, okay? You know, I want to thank my family for sticking through it. All my training, finding pistachio shells in corners and stuff. You know, it takes a lot to be a pistachio champion.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for the next go-around for your competitor?
Perhaps we might change up the rules to make it a little bit more fair to him. I mean, you know,
I didn't see that strategy coming.
you have to think outside the box in order to, you know, make things happen.
Come out on top.
Yeah.
The different strategy.
Why don't we get a word from the loser?
Well,
How do you feel you can better yourself for the next championship?
here's the thing. He's a dad. Right? He's got dad strength, dad fingers. How am I supposed to compete with that in something like a pistachio eating contest?
Well, after all the garbage that you talked,
And also, I want to note,
after all the garbage that you've talked, how do you back that up?
I also want to note that he chose the day that I just so happened to cut my fingernails. So let's say,
Was that part
Look
of
at
his
it.
strategy? Was that part of your strategy? Did you use that?
It just so happened to
That's the
be
most
today.
pathetic excuse. That's the most pathetic excuse I've ever seen. Just spit
So I,
pistachios.
so I come in, and he's like scheming.
Looking at
Hey,
your
pistachio.
pistachio.
Oh, you look like you can be a hand model. Oh, freshly cut? Freshly cut? Oh, let's have a pistachio eating contest.
I'll be back. That's all you need to know. I'll be back.
Gotta get a new game plan.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir, on your victory.
Thank you. This thing was a blast. Absolutely freaking beauty queen. This is going to be a showstopper when it goes out into the world and gets totally finished up by Corvette Masters. So do check them out. They got a lot of neat stuff. They're over in Orlando area. They make some amazing cars. Very good attention to detail. A lot of good fabrication done by Robbie, Juan, and George and the team there. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you guys. Stay tuned, my friends. We'll see you soon.